Hi! Oh my gosh. Welcome back to another quick mini read. All right. So, I told you guys I was going to share my journey with you in the previous video. So, if you haven't seen that one, go check out the last video. Okay. But, I want to pull some cards and share with you this message of sharing that I've been seeing repeatedly. It's been a theme. So my blue twin flame wants me to share, and that's what I'm receiving. Okay, so that's what I'm here. I'm here to share with you guys. So I didn't go into details last time. Which is why I'm doing it now. Okay, I'm sharing with you guys this message of sharing from my blue twin flame. So as we all know, we're all made up of energy, masculine and feminine energy. So masculine energy is what you conceive, your thoughts, your ideas, your goals, your plans, anything in here. Okay, your inner consciousness, your inner world. Feminine energy is what you perceive through your senses. When you think of an idea, that's your masculine energy. When you execute the idea, that's your feminine energy. So everything in this physical world, your universe was conceived or is full of, well, it was conceived, but is also full of feminine energy because it was created. So it started off as an idea, a conception, and then it was executed. It was created. So this whole three-dimensional world was created. So it's full of feminine energy. And your feminine energy, your universe has a consciousness. A conscience. It has a consciousness. Just like you have an inner consciousness, that your inside thoughts, that no one knows but you. Your three-dimensional world has a outer consciousness as well. And right now, you are perceiving me through your feminine energy, because you can sense what I'm saying. You hear me, you see me. So you are experiencing me through your feminine energy. So whatever makes sense that I'm saying to you, it makes sense because your brain is literally communicating. Your masculine energy is communicating with your feminine energy, meaning what you're, birth for confirmation, you're seeing and hearing me right now. And if I'm making sense to you right now, that's your feminine energy, because I'm in your feminine energy, is communicating with your masculine energy. And when those two energies come together, it makes sense. But it takes you to make sense of them, because you're the observer of your masculine, feminine energy. Mind, body, soul. Mind, masculine energy. Body, feminine energy. Soul. You're the observer of both of these energies interacting together. And when they interact together, things make sense. Okay? All right. So now that we got that out the way, so you start seeing synchronicities when these two energies are communicating. You start seeing or noticing synchronicities. And when you notice those synchronicities, that's when you know your blue twin flame is communicating with you, because they communicate with you through things that make sense, logic, but also through synchronicities, coincidences, serendipitous events. So I had a dream, and E, all the above, you can feel A through D, whatever you want, whether that's God, the Most High, universe. I like to say E, all the above, because everybody, everything, encompassing energy, or E, all the above, A, B, C, or D, or E, all the above. It's literally all the above. Everybody, everything, encompassing energy, or E, all the above. You can feel A through D whatever you want. Man, that's the joy of it. But anyway, don't let me get distracted. So in this dream I was having, I was with some friends back in my days, where I used to drink, smoke, my vices, back in Sin City. And these friends that I had, they were in my dream. And first of all, like, I was with these friends and another friend ended up joining. And when this friend joined, I had a sense of deja vu in the dream, but not just deja vu, like this happened before. Like, it was specific deja vu. Like, I was like, this happened twice before in the dream. Like, not the dream happened twice, but inside the dream, when my friend was coming down the hill, I said, this happened twice before in the dream. I said this in the dream. So that was like the first, weird thing, because you don't really have deja vu in your dreams. But it was also a specific, like, it was twice, 2 other times, that this has happened. So that was kind of crazy. But I end up, I'm with my friends, and they're talking to me. We're catching up because we haven't seen each other in a while. And they were telling me that they were trying to do something. But as they're telling me, I noticed they're drinking, they're smoking, they're indulging in their vices. And all I wanted to say was, well, you can't achieve what you're doing because you're focused on your vices. And when it comes to your attention span, what I noticed on this Blue Twin Flame journey of mine, balancing the inner and outer consciousness, acknowledging it, my connection with my Bluetooth twin flame got stronger once I cut out my vices. So I wanted to tell my friends that, when you cut out your vices, you'll speed up the process, because then your focus isn't blurred or distorted by your, and that's another thing too, distortion. Their faces were looking distorted because, in the dream, they look like, not oblong, but they look distorted to me. The more they drunk and smoked, the more distorted they looked to me. But when your perception isn't altered, when you're under the influence, it is. So it's difficult for you to not pay attention, but where our attention goes, energy flows. So whatever you pay attention to, like, if I'm trying to execute something, like put this message out there, it'll be more difficult for me to put this message out there if I'm concentrating on drinking or smoking or any other vice. But when you cut out those vices, delivering a message or whatever you're trying to do will come easier. And this is what I wanted to articulate to them. But I decided not to, because I didn't know how they would receive it. I was afraid, like, not afraid, but like, I just didn't want to, something was telling me not to share. I just didn't want to share. And the funny thing is, all the above, my Blue Twin Flame spoke to me. And this was more than just your Blue Twin Flame, because when your Blue Twin Flame speaks, things make sense. But this was literally God speaking, all the above, that energy of the Creator was speaking to me. In the dream, yes. But in the dream, hindsight 2020, I was receiving this message from the Creator, the great energy, all the above. Okay. But in the dream, I knew it was him, or, it was this energy. It was God. It was all the above. I knew because, remember, I was with like 3 or 4 friends, right? And I was talking to them separately, not like I was having a conversation with her, I was having a conversation with him, separately. But when God started talking, it's like their voices changed. It was like a deep, like kind of like monotone voice, like a Morgan, like, imagine a deep Morgan Freeman voice. Not like, don't sound like Morgan Freeman, but just think of a deep voice like this. And this is my best imitation. But like, one of them started talking, and then the next person started talking. Then the next person started talking. And it was alternating in between people. But what they were saying, it was like one fluid conversation, but they all were speaking in this same tone, in this same deep voice that they weren't speaking in before. And I'm just like, whoa, I'm like, this is God talking, because it's like, we're saying one thing and then saying something else and then saying something else. But it was all fluid. And what he was saying to me was not to be afraid to share what you're going through. When you feel led to share, especially when it's his word, feel free to share. Don't be afraid to share. Okay. And that was just like, okay. To me, that was just like, whoa, okay. And I was already feeling reluctant to share in the dream. And now here he comes telling me, don't be afraid to share. And I want to say they end up snapping back to what was going on, but they don't remember. I don't remember them having any recollection of saying this or speaking to me in this tone. But like after I woke up, I received a text message from my sponsor, and this text message was from the 24 hours a day daily reflections. And that specific day's reflection that he sent me, now that's not every day that he sends me stuff, but that specific day, the message he sent me related to sharing, especially what was freely given to you. Okay. So it was a full circle moment. So that was my blue twin flame connecting with me. So the dream I had was in my head. Okay. Masculine energy. But then confirmation from the dream came in my feminine energy through the form of this text message. So it was confirmation of what I was feeling and saying in the dream, or how I felt in the dream. So that's an example of your masculine and feminine energy communicating. Because if I just had the dream by itself, that's one thing. If I just got the text message, that's one thing. But the fact that I had this dream, this profound, crazy dream, and then it was confirmed through this text message. And then today I went to another meeting and we're reading out the big book. And then one of the passage of this book that we're reading out of talks about sharing. So here I am sharing because I keep getting this recurring theme of sharing. So I have to get this out and share with you guys. And like I said in a previous video, I've been led to share, and that's why I shared the video yesterday, or my previous video, because I was led to share. But now it's still happening. So like, I'm still getting this message of sharing. So here I am sharing with you guys. And I said I would start sharing more of my blue twin flame journey. So comment down below what other things you want to hear, or what other questions you have about this blue twin flame journey. It's not the same as a twin flame, because in twin flames you notice or talk about, like, it's about someone else, in the blue twin flame journey, the twins, mind, body, soul, masculine energy, feminine energy, and you are the observer. It's union of the three. So that's what we focus on. And I do have some cards pulled here, so we're going to share I'm going to share with you for a couple minutes before I get out of here, and relate it to the message of sharing. So from the universe has your back. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Okay, and that goes perfect with what we're talking about, because your energy, masculine and feminine energy, they're intertwining, they're communicating. It's creating your reality. The fact that I had this dream is creating my reality. And that's what I choose to focus on. And because I'm focusing on sharing, it's going to reflect more in my reality in this world. Is my reality, whether sleeping or my waking or sleeping reality, that's sharing is what I'm focused on. Okay. And that's what is going to reflect. But at the same time, the passage that we read, the 24-hour day book, all this stuff was written before me, and the fact that we were talking about it shows that I'm tapping into all the above, this energy. Okay. So next, what the universe wants you to hold to shield, hold close. I must be selfish enough to align with well-being. If you're not selfish enough to deliberately align with the energy of your source, you have nothing to give away. Sharing. Some worry that if they take too much of the pie, others will be left with nothing. While in reality, the pie expands in proportion to the vibrational requests of all of you. So I had to keep my energy to myself, understand it, grasp it, get confirmation of it before I could share it. So I had to be selfish with myself. And that's why I haven't been posting in a while, because I had to figure some shit out, And now I'm to a point where I'm able to share consciously. Okay? That's what I'm being led to. Like, when you're having dreams and then it's ear ringing. When you're having dreams and then it's confirmed in your reality, the blue twin flame is talking, okay? So you better take heed. All right. Mindful messages. Unlimited. What the universe wants to shed light on. I create my reality with the thoughts I think and things I focus on. What? I am unlimited in my ability to create beautiful, full life of good and love. Look, I'm not making this up, you guys. Like, this is confirmation. Like, literally. What I focus on is what I will manifest. I create my reality, my thoughts, on what I focus on. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, this is why I'm sharing, you guys. Like, I know this is gonna hit whoever is meant to when it's meant to, but I'm just sharing, okay? Lastly, from the Rumi Oracle deck, what the universe wants you to stay strong on. Arise. You have a gumption. Chutzpah, guts. You dare to love where others see only pain. You dare to believe that everything will work out where others will see that what they judge to be wrong. You seek freedom where the world succumbs to manipulation and propaganda. Where others peddle fear, you recognize and know love's true power. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. And the card is arise. And things will arise when you not only start sharing, but you don't be afraid to share. Like, I know that this message will hit who it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. But if there was no message to share, there would be no message to share. Let me give you one last example of this. So I'm talking to this guy today, right? So previously, this guy has spoken before, because I'm at this meeting, right? And he talked about how he had a dream, and in his dream, he heard dead end, and he woke up, and he said dead end. Long story short, like a few days later, or sometime, I don't know, it was the same day, like, he ended up going on a police run. Like 3 or 4 counties, cops were chasing him, and he got away, and he turned down the street and hit a dead end, and he had to back up. And the only reason he got caught is because the police was riding by and saw him backing up. And the next day, he remembered the dream that said dead end, and he took it as God telling him, or his God, whoever he prayed to, was warning him dead end. He knew he wasn't supposed to be drinking, but he did anyway, and he ended up on this police run. And the crazy thing was, I was never led to share anything with him prior to, but since I've been getting this message of sharing, and I had a dream recently of God talking to me, all the above, I felt led to share with him, to also tell him, because he was saying how he was scared of drinking again. And I told him, like, I put him to the side and we talked, and I'm just like, well, look, like, you had a dream, God told you dead end, and now you're afraid of drinking again. So you can look at it as literally that dead end was the dream, but at the same time, you drinking is a dead end, meaning this could be a warning to stop. The literal dead end was not the warning, and it could be the warning. You could take it as that being the warning. Or what you're afraid of right now is your warning. Because here I am sharing my dream with you. And in my dream, I had a dream that the people were vicing. And I told them to accomplish where you want to go, what you want to do to stop doing your vices. And I had to get to a point of feeling comfortable sharing my dream in order to share this message with him. And he should understand because God spoke to him in his dream about dead end. So he could take that as a literal sense of dead end, but he did not heed that warning and continue to drink, and he took him to a literal dead end. He could heed this warning now, not drink, and everything will be okay. Or he can continue to drink and he will reach a deader end. Dead end. Oh my gosh. All right. I mean, a literal sense, dead end. Wow. I just thought about that. That could be. Wow. Okay. Now, I'm going to share this with him next time I see him. That it could be, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I guess share, this epiphany, I have to share. But I'm just showing you guys an example of how these energies work, okay? And if you don't share, you don't grasp the meaning. If he didn't share, I would have nothing to tell him. If I didn't share, he would have nothing to receive. And this world is all about sharing. We're sharing the information that we know with each other. This is what I'm sharing what I know. This is like, I'm not making this up. You guys, like this connection, this Blue Twin Flame connection guide is coming soon. I'm sharing with you what I know. This is not pretend. I'm not hypothesizing right now. I'm sharing with you what I know, what I'm experiencing, okay? I'm just trying to do it in a lighthearted way where I can give you, tangible proof in real time. Like I just shuffled these cards and they're from different decks and I shuffled them and then it's still aligning. So this is just real time proof, okay, of what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's basically it. I don't want to exceed 25 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. Oh, and now it's time for so long. But I'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You sure are smart, with me and you. And my boy Blue, you can do anything that you want to do. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will talk to you guys on another day. Okay? Bye.